What's up, everybody? Welcome back to EVE Online, where we're going through the Industry Career Agent Making Mountains of Molehills mission series, and this is going to be number 6 of 10. And it looks like, based on the screen here, we are going to be getting into manufacturing some cap boosters. We're going to be making 2 runs, and in order to do so, we're going to need, well, we can take a look. Because again, it's best to prepare for these things before you actually accept the mission. It's good to sort of be prepared for what you need. All right, so we need to get enough for 2 runs of this, and so we need to get tritanium, pyrite, mexilon, and in those quantities. So if you remember going back to the website that we were looking at here, we need pyrite and mexilon, and we need, looks like 26 mexilon and 84 pyrite. So we need to go and find pyroxeres and plagioclase. Specifically, plagioclase would really do the trick, as we've got enough tritanium to sort of manage. But it also looks like we've got some of what we're looking for already, just sitting in our hold. So it actually looks like we've got enough to do what we need. But just to walk through the, the process of figuring out where things are, I've got the map up here, which I pulled up this way. And I just want to talk a little bit about finding ore. Now, I'm sure that there is a resource on the internet here, which will tell us where ore can be found. So why don't we switch over and see if we can do that. Or find ore in EVE Online. So we'll check that out. All right. So we're looking for plagioclase, and we're in Galente space. So it looks like plagioclase would be available in 0.9 systems or lower, right? So now we come over here, and we've got this map, which looks pretty daunting at first glance, and I guess I should change back so that you can see the map as well. And so if we just select here, it focuses on our current location, which is in this system here. Now our current system is an 0.8. So theoretically, if we went to some of the, some of the mining belts or the asteroid belts that are in and around here, we should be able to find some plagioclase. But I'm going to do a little searching around, and we can look for it. While we do that, just because the crafting is going to take a little bit, I'm going to start this. I'm going to actually use the materials that they gave me when I started the game, and we'll just get that going so that while we're out spelunking for asteroids, we can actually be making progress on our quest or our mission. I play a lot of MMOs, so it all feels like a quest. But all right, so we're going to make 2 of those. And we have what we need there. So we start. It'll take 9 minutes and 24 seconds. All right. So now we're looking at the map, and it's available in 0.9 or lower space for plagioclase. Pyroxeres is in 0.9 or lower for Amar and Caldari systems. So, all right, so we should be looking for plagioclase. Let's go here, just to kind of set a target for ourselves. I'm in my ship that does mining. The ore hold is empty, and let's go looking. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go system to system and try to figure out, try to look for. So I'm just going to check a belt here. Clonon 4, asteroid belt 1.
Warp drive active.
Just to make sure that we don't have anything in this system with us right now, because that would be pretty easy. I doubt it, though, because there are a lot of people that are doing these career agent missions, and invariably even if it did have plagioclase or pyroxenes or one of these other ores or minerals, it probably would be mined out, which is to say they probably would have already been mined up. Although we've got feldspar and scordite here. So, all right, so we're just going to go to the next system over, loosen it up. This is actually a good sign. And you can see that the different asteroids have different size symbols. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, the bigger the symbol, the more ore there is in that asteroid. So it's a much bigger asteroid, and you can mine at it for a longer period of time without worrying about running out. So, and if you saw, there was some like concentrated feldspar, which to show it to, if we go back to, let's see, ore. Let's just look for ore online. It's all right. Google is very helpful. It shows us the base ore. There are different concentrations of ore such that you can mine regular feldspar, which we've done and have been doing. If you see something that says it's concentrated feldspar, that actually will give you 5% more minerals than regular feldspar. And then there's a dense feldspar. And so for every type of ore, there is a plus 5% variant and a plus 10% variant. So I just, I got into loose, and I went to one of these asteroid belts here, and I'm going to check one more before I go to the next system. We've got feldspar, scordite, massive scordite, which we can see is the 10% variant, and dense feldspar. Now generally, my experience is that the bigger asteroids, there are going to be fewer of them, but the bigger asteroids are the ones that are of the higher quality. So you'll have a bunch of small, lower quality asteroids, and then you'll also have some mid quality and some higher quality. So, all right, we're checking over here. We've got massive scordite. It's not looking like we've got what we're looking for. We need plagioclase or pyroxenes in order to do so. Which we're going to keep looking for. So going into lower sec or lower security space makes it more likely for you to find higher quality ore, basically. So I have myself going down here. I'm actually going to let's add this as a waypoint, so it'll make us pass up through these open 5 systems. That'll be good. Alright, we'll just warp into asteroid belt 2 from the Ve 7 planetary area. And I'll just close this because, I like to look at my ship as I fly around. I'm not doing this because I want to look at a map. I'm doing this because I want to fly in space. Scordite, there we go. Plagioclase. That was easy enough. Alright, so we're going to approach, and we need to get within 10 kilometers, I believe. There it is. Yep. So when I'm mining and I want to see what asteroids are in an area, I usually arrange by name, which throws off the whole distance thing, just because I can then see, all the different types of ore, and I know where to look, and it's worthwhile for me. So, all right. So we're within 10,000 of those. We can stop, turn off our propulsion, and turn on our mining lasers. Now generally, also, something I often do is when I'm mining, I will go back into the general tab, or I'll enter a tab where there isn't as much stuff in the list, just so that I can see when pirates show up or when other players show up. So I'm going to change my destination now. I don't need to keep looking because I found plagioclase, and I'm going to mine this for a while. Part of why I'm doing this right now instead of waiting until I've got a full cargo hold is by setting this, I can know where my next. I'm just sort of setting myself up, right? So last time we talked about aligning and warping and trying to get yourself into warp, the things that affect how long it takes to get you into warp. as an example. And so your alignment, like we talked about, was one of those things. And so if you want to be super safe, now we're in high security space, so we don't really have to worry too much about it. But if you are in a situation where you think you might be attacked, or you want to be as safe as possible, figure out where your exit is. In this case, it's this gate where we're going to go. In other places, you may need to create a safe spot in a zone, and I'll actually make a quick tip on how to create a safe spot and the varying levels of security of said safe spots. But for now, we're mining, and we want to be safe, and so we want to try to make it so that we will be able to get out of here as fast as possible if something bad happens, right? And the way to do that is to align to your target, whatever it is. If it's your safe spot, great. If it's a gate, that's great too. So if you right click on, say, your target, whatever it may be, you'll see that one of your options is align to. Okay, so I'm going to hit that, and my ship automatically turns and starts flying in the direction of... I need to stop that. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop! Oh. Okay, that's unfortunate. I flew out of range of my asteroid, and that's stupid. But there's another one. So I will unlock that and put my second one there. Anyway, so now when I go to warp to the loose gate, which was my selected target, I'm already aligned to it. So if I zoom out and look where my ship is pointing, you see the target over here. I'm already aligned to it. So the amount of time it takes me to get from standstill, which is where I'm at now, to entering warp and leaving the area is going to be nearly instantaneous. It's going to be whatever amount of time it takes me to accelerate to 3/4 speed, which, as we'll find out once I go to do it, is not very much time at all. So you can set yourself up for a near instantaneous warp, especially if you're free to continue moving and just move along that alignment vector, so to speak. You can immediately enter warp when you see the shit hit the fan. So keep that in mind. Being aligned to an exit point, whatever it is, even if you don't stay at that exit point for very long, even if you just bounce off of that and then warp someplace else immediately, having the ability to enter warp immediately is a very good strategy to employ when you're in a dangerous place. So keep that in mind. And looks like our production run is almost done. So while we're warping back, note that these are NPC miners, and they are in Retriever class ships, which, to kind of show you where those fall, a Retriever is a mining barge. It's not a very... Here, let's see how much in that. Okay, I got a decent amount. It's not a very defensible mining barge. Here we go. But it's one that a lot of people use. So so keep in mind that there are NPC miners, and they usually mine in groups, and they're associated with a corporation. In this case, an Astral Mining Incorporated corporation. So they've got 5 different retrievers, and they've got a transport ship that will be like ferrying their ore back and forth. I'm going to cut these off. It'll fill my route. Now, remember what we were talking about? I'm already aligned, so warping,
warp drive
all it
active.
takes is me getting myself up to 75% speed. I don't have to turn, I don't have to worry about anything, and off I go. The only reason it took me any time to enter warp originally, as opposed to the immediate warp that you would experience doing something else, is because I was at a standstill. If I had been moving and allowing myself to just fly, not aimlessly, but straight at my target, I would have entered warp just like that. And it's virtually impossible to target and catch somebody who has done something like that. So if you can align and enter warp, the magic number is 2 seconds. If you can do it under 2 seconds, generally you are about as safe as you can hope to be. It's possible to always, have rules like that broken, but usually ships are unable to target anything under 2 seconds. In under 2 seconds. And so as a result, if you can get yourself into warp in under 2 seconds, they won't be able to target you and lock you down or scramble you in that period of time. So these are just safety tips, things to keep in mind. There's a lot to keep in mind when you play the game. In high security space, you don't have to worry about a lot of this. Like, I almost never have myself aligned when I'm mining in high security space, but then I've also built out my mining ship in such a way so that it's very difficult to gank or to kill in short order before Concord
Docking
or the
permission
police,
requested.
so to
Docking
speak,
request
shows up.
accepted.
So we have finished our production run. We also mined some Plagia class, and we'll come on over here and we'll process that, and we'll reprocess that, and you see that its estimated value is 156K, and it's now that once we go to process it, it'll be worth 30,000 less. That's unfortunate, but we'll just do that anyway. But the nice thing is our job is done, so we can deliver it. We've got our 25 cap boosters. We got 20 of them, and we can complete, and we're good to go. So that's Making Mountains of Molehills 6 of 10. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to leave me a comment or to subscribe. That would be very nice. And if you like what you see and you like the game, feel free to either buy the game through one of the affiliate links in the description. CCP isn't paying me to advertise for their game or anything, but if you use a link that I've got posted down there to go into Amazon and to purchase it, Amazon itself will give me a little kickback just as a referral. So that's one way to support the show. So thanks for watching. The next video will probably be, if not immediately done right now, and then I'll post it right after this, then soon. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next one.